Hey, afternoon everybody, how we doing? Oh, back live again. Back again. So, quite a few people in. Hopefully you're all pretty keen to look at this Philips, as I am. Or as am I. As I am, whatever. So, yes, it's actually turning out to be quite a nice day outside. A bit windy, but it's pretty overcast this morning, but a bit of sunshine for a change. And, the back's getting better. Hopefully I'll be okay today, you know. But yeah, the back's getting better, so it's all good news. So there's a few in. We got Daniel in, Jay's in, Rolf. He's mad, using up his Sundays to watch my live stream, or to watch me fiddle. Actually, was Rolf's exact words. I don't know what I'm fiddling with. Anthony, how you doing, mate? Brett, hi Brett. David Tag, hi David. Nick, Petronics, fairly nice day there, yeah? Seems like you got the same weather as us. Benji's in, hi Benji. Rob Titheridge, hi Rob. Mac Vision. Simon's World, just back in time. Harvey. Boo. Thomas Kitts, how you doing, mate, from Michigan? Is it -3 in Michigan? Oh, 63 in Michigan, right, okay. That's Fahrenheit, I take it. Rob Bond, hi Rob. Have I fully recovered? No, I'm not fully recovered, mate, but it's getting there. Certainly getting there. I'm sort of getting out and about a little bit now. Still can't really walk the dogs. Sciatica, yeah, it's more induced sciatica, I think, Harvey. Hi Rob Cross, hi Luigi. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at this radio today. It's saying I've got no internet access for some reason, which is a bit strange because I am on the internet. Hopefully the computer's going to behave today. So we're going to have a look at this this radio here today. I don't know if anybody's got one of these or seen one before. Now these apparently, not this particular model, but one very similar was shown on a James Bond film, Diamonds Are Forever, I believe. And I did find out some info on it, but I seem to have lost it. So yeah, it's not quite this exact model, but it's the same radio, but just a slightly newer model, that's all. I did find something on it here somewhere. Hands. Apparently there's a couple of different versions of this. One was made in Denmark and one was made in Holland. I think this is the Holland version, which is slightly earlier, 1964-65, I believe. Let's have a look. Philips radio used in Bond movies. Okay. So this was the article oops. Wrong button. Hopefully I'm still here. I pushed the stream button, switched the stream off momentarily, but I've pushed it back on again, hopefully. I was after the screen cap button. There we are. So, let me just make sure we're live. Yeah, let's pop over to the screen then. Let's go full screen on that. So, this is just a web page I've found. And this refers to the Philips 22RL798 Antoinette Transworld Deluxe radio. Well, this is the Philips Transworld Deluxe radio, but it's not the 22RL798. That was a slightly later model. This is the L6X38T. Currently, this guy was told that was wrong. Can we zoom in on this? No, we can't. So yeah, this was moved in. Yeah, this was featured in Diamonds Are Forever in 1971. So there's a picture of it here shown on his desk in his office on the oil rig. So yeah, there's some slightly different knobs. It looks like they've added a fine tuning to the bottom knob instead of AGC, which we've got on this. Oh, RF gain. It's AGC on mine. Oh well. So it's linked to Philips website and radio museum. I'm not sure what's shown on the Philips website. That's just Philips general website. Okay. So let's go back to the main page. Let's come out of that. So yeah, that's a bit of history for this radio. I don't know, I'm sure you've all seen that movie, Diamonds Are Forever. Not sure why you've timed Rob Bond out there, Daniel. What have you timed Rob Bond out for? He's just asking if I fully recovered from my fall. So apologies, Rob, for being timed out. It's a Philips, as you can see there, Rob. It's a Philips. You saw it at the cinema when you were a kid, 1971, so I would have been 7 years old, so I probably wouldn't have been seeing that at the cinema. So according to oh, I must say where these radios came from. These have been donated by a chap called Dougie. I'm not sure where Dougie's from now, but I've got his email here. So unfortunately, he's not been very well, and he's going to have to move. So he's disposing of a lot of his stuff, and amongst them, he's got some radios that he's acquired over the last 60 years. So as well as this one, there's also a Nordmend Transita Deluxe, a Panasonic set, which is quite interesting. So we might get a chance to look at that one today. An old Hacker Consort, which is a bit poorly, that one. A concert, Grundig Concert Boy 1100. Again, that one's suffered a little bit in the hands of the courier, so that one needs a bit of work. There's a Roberts R23 in there as well, so I've got quite a few radios to go out there to have a look at. And so basically, he's given them to me. He's given them to me, really. So, oh, he's up in Scotland, Broth in Scotland. So, Dougie, thanks very much, mate. If you're watching, I'm sure you are. But hopefully, you'll be able to see these, Dougie, if you are watching, and follow along while we try and fix it. Now, apparently, this one's got an issue with FM. In that the scale is not working on FM, so I think that's strange because he said that the tuning wasn't working on FM, but the dial is moving. I mean, the tuning is on the top for FM. It's got a separate scale, and the pointer is moving. I think he said that wasn't moving. So whether that's now not working, I don't know. But it's an impressive looking radio, isn't it? I mean, we've got 4 shortwave bands on it. It's got dial lamps. It's got a light bulb and another one that looks like a light setting as well. So I'm not sure what that's all about. but it's in cracking condition. I don't know if you can see on the bottom, there's a massive great stand that it comes on, that it rotates on. It's got like a degrees readout on the bottom of it, so I suppose it's just for tuning the ferrite rod area, which I assume it's got. But it certainly is impressive. Let's get you in a bit closer on the top end then to start with. So hopefully you can see that. It's a little bit dark, it's just the light shining off the camera. So say we've got long wave, medium wave, shortwave 4, 3, 2 and 1. So does it say what bands they are? So yeah, we got the marine band. That's in megahertz. This is pretty much 16 to 27 megs. So we're probably up in the CB band as well, 11 meter band. 13 meters, 16 meters. Shortwave 2, 20 meters, 25 meters, 30 meters. So that's running from 8.5 to 15 megs. Shortwave 3, it's like 40 meter band, 50 meter band, and 60 meter band. So it's 4.8 to 7.8, 4.5 to 7.8 megs. And there's little bits underneath saying roughly what they are. Marine. There's lots of marine on here. AV, I'm not sure what that means. BC is broadcast. AT, I'm not sure what that means. Could be amateur. Could be amateur radio, possibly. We've also got aviation here in this band on shortwave 3, around 5.5 megs. Didn't know that. Shortwave 4 then, 1.7 to 4 megs. 90 meter band, 120 meter band, so that's low frequency. 1.7 megs to 4. So it's got a very nice band spread on it. So we've got an AFC button up the top. There's this button with just looks like a sun on it. I'm not sure what that is. And also we've got a picture of a light bulb. So I'm not sure. Normally that's the same. I'm not sure why we've got a separate button, but we'll soon find out. PU. Unusual, we've got like a little red thing. I take it that's power PU. As I say, I believe this was made in Holland. So we've got a big bank of switches down this side. So FM. So that pops that out as well. And that's strange. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm sure we'll find out. And we've got an external aerial button there as well, by the looks of it. I take it that switches out the ferrite, maybe. But yeah, not sure what those buttons are up there. We've got like a little indicator that pops out. And over the other side, we've got all of our knobs. Volume, I take it this is tone, high and low, so it'll be high frequency, low frequency, that's different. And AGC on the bottom. That one's rubbing a little bit. Need to just back that one off, it's rubbing a little bit, so just need to loosen the grub screw and move that one out a bit perhaps. And on the bottom, we've got this frame aerial. I take it that's just for long wave medium. It might be for shortwave as well. I really don't know. And we've got a little world time thing on the top. You can see we've got the time zones map. There's a dial on the top that you dial in. So So what are we now? We're 1400 roughly. So if we put 1400, we're in band Z by the looks of it. So if we put 1400 in Z, we can say that Central Australia is number 9. Band R. Sorry, it's band Central Australia is I. So in Central Australia, it's actually 11 o'clock at night at the moment. And let's look over to America then. Let's have a look. What we got? Sort of Central America. Band T. But past 7 in the morning. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's roughly how that works. PU is pickup for a record player cartridge input, maybe. It's like something straight out of Dr. No. Fantastic looking. It is a great looking bit of kit, isn't it? I have looked at these before, but they've always been sort of out of my price range, really. You know, it's a fairly valuable radio, so I'm well pleased to get my hands on one, especially being it's been donated to me, which is absolutely brilliant. So next thing is to go through the thing and have a look. We'll have a look at the back panel next then. That's everything on the front. We've got this quite nice cover that comes down and protects the dial. It's got a couple buffers on top as well. 2 aerials. Again, the aerials are fairly fragile, but they're in really good nick again. Really. It's like piano wire top section. I don't know whether one is for one band and one is for another. They're both exactly the same length. They both swivel. Let's pop those down for a minute. Let's spin it round to the back. Oh, let's just go to the sides first. So this is the FM tuning gang. I'm not sure what this is down the bottom here. Is that a plug or there's a switch on the bottom? I don't know if that's the on-off switch or not. I don't know. Not sure. And the other side. So this is a dual tuning, so we've got coarse tuning on the inside and I think fine tuning on the outside, or vice versa. And that just looks like an external aerial socket there. So let's have a look at the back then. And this is quite interesting as well. Again, I have managed to find a manual for this, but let's get something to point with. So it looks like we've got a switch here, some sort of aerial switch. I'm not sure again what that does. It's switching in. So if anybody's got one of these and knows what some of these controls are, you'll have to let me know. So that's an aerial switch, and we've got a 9-volt socket here. I'm really not sure what that means, to be fair. I have got a power lead for this, so we'll power it up in a minute. But let's switch over to the other camera. I've got a power lead for this, so we will power it up in a bit. So this is obviously for an external aerial. That's probably an FM aerial, but we've got a separate connection for aerial and ground. Then we've got what looks like a dipole aerial connector. This is probably what Nick is saying is a pickup, potentially, with this little circle with a dash on it symbol. That's tape recorder input. Got another push button there. Oh, that's for the headphone. That's fancy, isn't it? So you push that inlet and the earphone comes out. But the earphone is on a extending leadlet. Oh, hello. It won't go back in now. Oh, okay. You push, yeah, so it comes out. I've gone and pushed it now, but yeah, so you pull that out and it locks. Well, that's quite a well-made earphone as well. It's metal, it's not plastic. So push it back in and the cord retracts. That's neat. That is very neat. And we've got an external 5 ohm speaker connector, 2-pin. So that's the back. So if I go down a little bit lower, this is our battery compartment. 2 little levers. There's our battery compartment. It looks like 4, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D cells by the looks of it. Strange configuration. We've got these 4 together. We've got a separate one there and a separate one there. Then we've got some sort of cover on there, covering up potentially, possibly power supply or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, very nice. So there we are. Very nice radio, that. So thank you very much for sending that in, Dougie. Let's go and get the lead a minute and plug the thing in. Is Rob Bond back yet? Daniel's disappeared as well. Daniel, you got rid of Rob Bond for some reason, mate. I'm not really sure why. Was it a mistake? Or was it by an accident? That's my lad used to say. It was by an accident, Daddy. Let's go and get the power supply a second. Let's go and grab that. I'm going to have to go and pinch my shaver socket again. Because this is one of these European type plugs. Let's go and pinch my toothbrush charger. That's what I was trying to say. It is a shaver socket type thing, isn't it? I thought I did buy a second one of these. I probably have got one in here. But I keep losing these and giving them away with radios. So yeah, we need one of these adapters because the plug socket is one of those. It's actually coming apart of that one, so we might need to do a bit of epoxy on that. So let's plug that into there. Let's find a plug socket. What have we got? We don't need that one plugged in. We don't need that one plugged in. Let's just plug this in. just have a look, see what the polarity on this thing is. So I think Daniel accidentally timed out Rob, so apologies, Rob. It was an accident. Let's have a quick look, see which way round this is. I take it it's DC. So, centre pin negative. It's only just chucking out 8.8 volts. It's actually a bit low. I don't know if it's regulated or not. Let's have a look, see what it says. Output is 9 volts, 100 milliamps. Well, it is a bit low, but the body of it's broken. Looks like it may have been glued back before. So it's a bit dodgy. We may have to pop that one open in a bit then and just have a look at that. See if we can tweak it up a little bit maybe. Let's pop that into the back then. Where's our external power socket? There. Oh, it's obviously on. Okay. Right. Let's pop an aerial up then. Know which one it is.
It's been billed as a high-heeled, glossy romp that's radical in its loving optimism and a gem of a movie musical. That was Max Harwood,
well, that automatic
coming
gain
out
control
of the darkness as Jamie in the new film of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. And I said last week that I'd play you another song from it, didn't I? So we aim to please on Elaine Page on
that
Sunday.
Sounds amazing.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the show is right this way.
Ezio Nucci. It's from his mid-17th century oratorio, David Triomphante. David Triumphant.
And you could get them in the area, but you would. I would never have them.
Are they coming in as a moth or a butterfly?
Exactly, yes. If you think it might be there, but they come in, lay there.
We look at the AGC button, or sorry, the AFC button actually turns the AFC off, so it's on all the time unless you push a button down to turn it off.
Need to.
A bit like the Roberts R700, that, isn't it?
I haven't tuned into the kitchen cabinet by accident. I'm talking about plant food. You know, sometimes when you're looking to feed your plants, you're standing in the aisle at the garden centre. It can feel as difficult a decision as choosing your own dinner. There are so many feeds to choose from. So how do you know which is the right one? Well, we asked Matthew Wilson to give us the ultimate guide and feed our inquisitive minds.
Well, this is my weekly ritual, filling up watering can after watering can with lovely organic liquid fertiliser. And then
It does sounds amazing. Right, let's go.
Into the garden.
That's quite a weak channel by the sounds of it. Not sure what that one is. Be interesting to find what that is. Actually, around about 95. It's classic FM. Goes right up to 108 as well, so it's got the full range on it. It's a couple of weak stations, but I don't know. Got nothing to compare it to really. I'll have to okay, let's have a look, see if these buttons work. So that's obviously a dial light, that's working. Oh, okay. Whether that's a battery light, maybe? Battery? Yeah, it could be battery gauge, that one. That little light symbol. Unusual. I'd have thought that was what was a dial light. Well, obviously that's the dial light there. It's only momentary, so it hums nicely when you push that one. Okay, so let's try. Let's put these down for a minute. We'll try medium wave and long wave. It's looking good so far though, isn't it? Let's just catch up with the chat, and I need to get a beer underway. Let's have a look. Lots of cool stuff on it. Keith, hi Keith. Yes it is, mate. How you doing? Bud Boggy. How you doing, Bud? Didn't see you pop in there, mate. Fat Tony. How you doing, Tony? Hi, Doug. I think I said, did I say hello, Doug? Andrew, afternoon, Andrew. Hi, Brett. Georgie, how you doing, mate? How's that radio going? I did put a link to your video in my on my community page on YouTube, so hopefully everyone's seen Georgie's new radio arriving. It's very nice tone, Ralph. You're disappointed it's not faulty. We haven't been right through it yet. It might need a little bit of a tweak up on FM, to be fair. It is a lovely bit of kit, isn't it, Luigi? Yeah, it is. It's actually quite effective for a dial lamp as well, because normally they're pretty rubbish, aren't they? I assume it's just the one. It is a little bit centered right in the middle. Whether there's a couple or more in there and two have gone out, I don't know. And radio is, I don't know if you can hear that through my microphone. If I get close to it, we've got a bit of an amplifier hum at low volume. And if I push the light button, that increases, but that might be the power supply. It might well be the power supply. Now, can we check the power supply? We can substitute it for this. So let's substitute it for my power supply. I'm really not sure what this button on the side does. I'm really not sure what that does. Anyone knows, you'd have to let me know. So let's just connect this up. So a center pin negative. So let me hook this up a minute and just double check. We want 13 volts, we want 9 volts. Let's set the current limit down on it. Let's pop that. Let's double check that. Unusual. Let's just check that one. Center pin negative. Let's not blow this radio up, please. Okay. Let's pop that one in. Yeah, absolutely no hum at all now. Yeah, so that power supply is a bit poorly. No hum whatsoever now. It's absolutely silent. Got some volume as well. Hell. Let's tune to something. Like this. This. Then it's time to bring your dinner by the box. With gusto. Who says Tuesday can't taste like Saturday? Choose from over 60 tasty recipes delivered to your door every...
Groans and the moans and the sort of satisfaction of a nice summer when it's creaking away and cracking, because it is a living thing, and as our bones crack,
cool. Well,
so do trees.
Yeah.
I've just given it some welly there, and it's pulling a couple hundred milliamps on high volume, but coping perfectly well. So yeah, that power supply is not very well. So we have got something to fix, Harvey. We've got something to fix, mate. Needs a new filter cap in the power supply. Yeah, definitely. OMD souvenir, isn't it? I believe. Cracking tune. Let's get some beer. In fact, let's go with the a cold cider first of all. Let's go with the old Thatcher's Zero. Good stuff. This is my last bottle. My last bottle. Mrs. Cruncher's going to have to go back to the shops. So yeah, I'm not sure. Dougie said that the FM dial wasn't moving, but whether it's had a bit of a shake in transit, it's freed it back up again. Does seem to be working okay now.
September show. Well, thanks to my panel, Pippa Greenwood, Christine Wharton and Matt Biggs for their expert answers, and to you, our listeners, for your questions. Goodbye, and may the weather be with you.
Bye! Cheerio!
Gardener's Question Time was produced by Jamal.
Gardener's Question Time.
The producer was Anya Das. It's a Something Else production for BBC Radio 4. In a minute, Margaret Thatcher's influence on the environment.
Right. Let's go over to Longwave then. So now we're on. Yeah, we're on the tuning dial on this side of the radio now. It doesn't look like that's popped out a little bit. No.
By fewer clothes. We've got milk from chilled Dorset cows and Scottish pluck that make Lynn Phoenix cinemas and Barrageral, the pick of the week.
The tuning meter's working very well. So that's going to be the lights Making it squeal. Doug, there he is. He lives in a broth. Brilliant. Floppy's in. Hi, Floppy. So yeah, Doug is the chap that's donated these people. So thanks very much to Doug. I'm just giving it a rundown at the moment, Doug. You can probably tell us what this button on the end is, Doug, can you? What this button's for? I could probably find the user's instructions for it somewhere, but I'm really not sure what the button on the side's for.
We have all recently become aware of another insidious danger.
Yeah, not sure what that does.
In its way as those more accustomed perils with which international diplomacy has concerned itself for centuries.
It's Maggie.
The prospect of irretrievable damage to the atmosphere, to the oceans, to Earth itself.
It was a bold speech, full of vivid imagery and rhetorical flourish.
It's comparable in its implications to the discovery of how to split the atom.
It's working pretty good.
Its results could be even more.
Let's give it a bit of a boost with the external antenna.
Make the case for action.
The evidence is there. The damage is being done. What do we, the international community, do about it?
Margaret Thatcher's speech to the United Nations was an urgent call.
Well, that sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Up until that point, much of the political discussion on climate change had been pretty non-committal. Many politicians were still sceptical about the science and cautious about entering into any sort of treaty that might impair their prospects for economic growth. So often over the years, the issue of climate change has been seen as a left-wing thing. And for those active in the environmental movement, for Margaret Thatcher to enter the debate in 1989 was a deeply shocking moment. Her support for nuclear weapons, her pro-business stance, her resistance to regulations, the list went on. For all the grocer's daughter fable, she was, after all, married to an oil millionaire. Prior to this moment, the public face of Margaret Thatcher's interest in the environment had seemed mainly focused on litter. Earlier in the year, she promoted a Tidy Britain Group initiative at a photo call in St James's Park, picking up paper that had been strategically strewn just moments earlier by the park keepers.
Loud and
She struggled
clear.
to operate the pick-a-stick, commenting
It's
it was
nice, isn't it?
by hand. Margaret
It's
Thatcher's
metal as well, I believe.
global warming intervention actually began 12 months earlier with a speech to the Royal Society in 1988.
For generations, we have assumed that the efforts of mankind would leave the fundamental equilibrium of the world's systems and atmosphere stable.
Delivered by candlelight at Fishmonger's Hall.
I wonder if that switch on the back is the frame aerial switch.
And then, in the second half, turn to the environment.
But it's possible that with all these enormous changes happening quickly, increase in population, intensity of agriculture, intense use of fossil fuels, all these concentrated into such a short period of time, we have unwittingly begun a massive experiment with the system of this planet itself.
Yeah, I think that's a frame aerial switch on the back. Yeah.
The implications are very radical indeed. In her speech, she indicated that any thinking industrial country now had to look at its policies on energy, agriculture, and a whole heap of industrial questions if they were going to address the greenhouse effect properly.
Radical indeed.
See if we can get some RTE.
Non, 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 il y a la nappe. Non, on voit. Non, les pieds de Mike. Des gens, ça c'est trop large. Jésus avait des Nike. Jésus avait des Nike. Alors, donc, on va les pieds de Jésus. On va les Jésus sur la tête, alors qu'on ne voit pas les pieds de Jésus sur la scène originale dans le cloître à Milan.
Obviously, there's the high standards for themselves, the players. So, yeah, so it's good to have that mixture between experience and youth.
So that's 252, which is RTE.
Now, you mentioned youth. Fiacre Fitzgerald, this is debut in a county final today. Is he the kind of player that treasures...
Adrian, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And we have a couple of other guys who under 20 as well.
It would have been, yeah.
In the squad, and it's good to have Fiacre Fitzpatrick there involved, and we have another couple of players that'll hopefully get some game time as well. So, yeah, we need to have youth in every club, and thank God we've a good minor and under 20 team coming for the last number of years. So, on that front, then it's all positive.
Two teams here today. They know.
Medium wave.
Absolute Radio Sunday afternoon.
Absolute Radio, that's pretty good for here.
We just had a statement from the family of John Chalice saying it is with heavy hearts that we bring you such sad news. Our dear friend of yours, John Chalice, has died peacefully in his sleep at age 79. And one iconic actor, of course, famed for his time in Only Fools and Horses, and generations of people have loved the character, loved the show, and loved
John
his
Chalice.
work, and in all our love and support to John Chalice's family.
Pretty good, to be fair. Pretty good to get Absolute Radio. Bit of Bowie.
There's nowhere else that I can put his arm because he's completely off balance.
Okay, Dan says, how is VAR not spotting the foul on Vestergaard which resulted in the handball? How incompetent referees still in the job? Absolute joke, clear fouls and there has been...
Radio 1 Live Lounge Month. Listen now.
Can't be Radio 1.
This is 5 Live Sport.
5 Live.
Welcome back to Premier League Sunday.
That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Against Manchester United coming up, where it's
Claudio.
1-1 half time after a cracking first half. While Brighton, they lead Leicester City 1-0 at the Amex, having taken the lead from the penalty spot. Now, after that game, our focus turns to Tottenham against Chelsea. But very much a sombre occasion now after the news that broke earlier today that the legend Jimmy Greaves has passed away at the age of 81.
Jimmy Greaves
now, already
as
on the
well.
show today, David Pleat, Alan Shearer and Alan Mullery have paid their tributes. Now let's see.
That's what's the great mark of a fantastic striker. I think...
I take it that's the off button. That just, yeah, that's off and that's pick up. Okay. I've sort of sussed my way around it. Your radios wouldn't work on. Too many dials and buttons. It's not too bad. It's better than a menu-driven thing, Rocco, isn't it? And welcome, mate. I don't think it's a switch mode. I think it's it is actually a transformer inside here. It says a Vendomatic on it, but we can pop that apart in a minute. I'll get the spudger on it, and well, it's actually coming apart anyway by the looks of it. It's nearly apart. We've got one screw that's holding it in by the looks of it. Let's pop that out. But first of all, we need to check this on shortwave, don't we? I think we should give it the full full works on shortwave. We'll get that apart in a minute and have a look at that, because that seems to be the only thing wrong at the moment. So let's pop that one off for a minute. Let's think about how to connect this up to shortwave then. Let's pop that light back on again now. Let's pop the power out for a minute. So that might be FM. Let's just get you in and think about the aerial connections on this scent. I think this switch here switches the bar antenna on or off. We should be able to check that out in a minute. But I think that's probably for normal long wire, and this is for like an FM dipole, I would think. So really we need our long wire in there and a ground. I think you definitely need to sort it. Don't think the PSU is up to it. It's only 100 milliamps though as well, isn't it? And when I turned it up full, it was pulling 200 milliamps. So it doesn't seem that this one is up to it, but we can have a look in a minute. That's one for in a minute. So I think this is going to be our AM antenna here. So I need to find a ground. So let me find a ground a minute. Let me hook a ground wire up. I do usually have one just tagged in there, but I don't know if I've got it connected at the moment. Is it? What's that one there? No, so I need to just hook a ground wire up a minute. Which is very tangled at present. Let's give it a good old run through on shortwave, see how it performs. I also emailed the guys that make that Spitfire and that new Hurricane transmitter. Just asking if they had a demo unit I could have a look at, perhaps for the channel, but they've not got back to me. It's a bit naughty, but obviously they're busy people, perhaps. Right, let's get a screwdriver. I'm just going to connect this this wire in, and then we'll hook it up. I don't know if that'll fit in the back there. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Artist group, how you doing, mate? You want to work, you've got to go to work. Oh, shame about that, artist. You have to catch up later, mate. Thanks for popping in anyway. Yeah, shortwave is better in the evenings, but there's still stuff to be heard in the daytime on shortwave, as we found out before. Still can be quite busy on shortwave. So I'm quite lucky where I live because I've got quite a good takeoff point here. Right, just connecting the ground up a minute. I've got an earth rod in the ground outside, which runs down the outside wall here and connects out to an earth stake, which is hammered in. It's not the greatest connection. Let's try popping it in with that one. That's got it. Okay, we've got a ground. Let's get the excuse me, frog in the throat. Let's get the long wire. It's currently in the ATU at the moment, but get that pulled over. Is that going to reach though? That could be a bridge too far. It will reach, but it's a bit of a stretch. So I might have to work the radio backwards. I wonder if that's going to come over the top. We'll give it a try. Yeah, just about, I think. Just about. Right, let's get back in with the power. So let's go with shortwave 1. Of course, a lot of popping and crackling, but that could be storms. So we're currently in the 16-meter band. Let me just get the camera in a bit closer on the dial scale and you'll be able to see then. Just let me disconnect that. Excuse me. I don't know where you can see that. I'm just playing with the switches on the back at the moment. Seems to work better with that area out, really. I'm not sure what position this switch in the back's supposed to be in. Try Shortwave 2. Wow, Rob. Yes, you're all right, Rob. Assad. Oh, okay. There's a lot of interference in here, and I think I'm moving this area a bit, which is not helping.
Con la final de la Supercopa Femenina también. En Massano hemos tenido motos, Gran Premio de Motociclismo de San Marino, tenemos el Mundial de Contrarreloj, en fin, un montón de cosas. Jorge Duato.
¿Qué tal, Martínez? Muy buenas. Eso es, en San Marino, en la carrera de MotoGP, victoria para Bañaya, segundo Quartararo, el mejor español Marc Márquez, que ha sido cuarto en el Mundial, sigue como líder.
Sounds like Spanish, doesn't it?
Ha ganado Raúl Fernández, es segundo ahora mismo en el Mundial, a 34 puntos del líder, Remix. Cuarto. En baloncesto tenemos
so with Shortwave 2,
en la Liga CB, Barça 85,
around 11 megahertz.
So I wouldn't be that surprised if algorithms have figured out how to sort of shoot these advertisements to us. But what's your observation here, sir?
Yes, I think you guessed very correctly. I have been
Yes, it's got a lot of interference in here. It's China radio, I'm sure.
record something in English because I don't think there will be too many people.
Audioguide in rumänische, englische und französische Sprache und illustrierte Karten, die
That sounds like German to me.
anderen Aktivitäten, die sich einmal in Bihor beteiligen können. Das der Holzkirche in
Second button is signal strength.
einen QR-Code und einen Link zu einer Webseite, von der die Touristen Audioguides über Kopfhörer oder auf ihrem Mobiltelefon herunterladen oder anhören können. Da das Internetsignal in allen Holzkirchen im gesamten Kreis Bihor sehr gut ist. Der Audioguide, der zum ersten Mal für eine orthodoxe Holzzellenbus
информационного обмена Китай-СУС в качестве нового для дальнейшего укрепления взаимодействия. Построим лучшее будущее вместе.
Yeah, that could be my broadband power line nastiness making that noise.
I think the market is big, but
Fine tune works very well.
Anybody can do it, and there are too many competitors here. And I do agree that it's a big market because I heard that Himalaya, which is the company that is known for its audiobooks and podcasts, they have this for in Hong Kong, and they earlier abandoned their plan to live in New York after trying to tighten the rules for companies to see if they share the dog to data security concerns. But if
Yeah, Doug is saying that the bottom button is to lock the swivel. It does actually work, so it's swiveling at the moment. So if I push the button, right, yeah, got you, Doug. That is exactly right. It does stop the swivel working.
the copyright of lots of books.
China radio, I'm sure. Just under 13 megs. Shortwave 3. So we're looking at this scale now. So we're up around 7.8 megs. Into the 40-meter band. It's amateur radio. .50-meter band. .60 meters. Not a lot on Shortwave 3 today. Shortwave 4, even lower down. We'll be lucky. No. Whew. That's a bit better on my ears. Well, it's working. It's working very well. It seems to be working on all bands. There's not really a lot to do to that, is there? I don't know if it's just got the one LED, well, not LED, one bulb in it, or whether it's got more than one and a couple are out. I don't know. So I do have the schematics in that here for it, so I can have a look. Catch you later, Georgie. Chris Milek, you've got one of these. Not sure if it's working condition. It's a nice radio though, Chris. You definitely want to dig that one out, mate, and have a look. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that switch does in the back, but what else are we going to do? Oh, we're going to look at this power supply. So let's have a look, see what this power supply is up to. Let's get the radio off the bench for a minute. Let's have a look at this power supply. Ooh, it's a heavy radio, that. God dear. Let's have a look at this power supply then. It might well drop right off when it's drawing power, but certainly at the moment it's not coping with the radio at all. It's causing it to hum. It's a bit of a hummer. A hummer. How are we all doing, people? Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be mentally alive in the evening, Rob, isn't it? So I mean, it looks like it's hot welded. It looks like it's been glued back before, this one. But it doesn't, I don't think it's man enough, because, as I say, the radio is pulling 200 milliamps on full pelt, and this is only 100 milliamp supply. And this is okay for your general sort of listening, I think, but okay, so what have we got? We've only got a single diode, so it's only is that a half wave bridge rectifier. Trying to see if I can get the board out. I don't know how it's attached to these pins. I assume we've got to desolder these two pins here. Then that board will lift off, maybe. Let's try it. But say, it's not a huge transformer, is it? It looks like it has been cleaned up. But I think that's not man enough for the job. But we'll see. It's not that you can get a bigger transformer in there either, is it? Okay, it looks like you've got to heat these up. To get it out, we are. dodgy, isn't it? Just two copper wires there that are attached to the pins, I suppose. That's all you need, isn't it? Would be some sheathing on them or something there. This is our power supply. So we've got one capacitor and one diode, and that is that a bridge rectifier? Well, that might be a bridge rectifier then. There's only got one capacitor on it, not two. We also look to have this extra wire here in. So maybe we've got a broken track or something. I'm really not sure what's going on with this. Let's have a closer look. Let's get the old goggles on. Okay, so yeah, maybe a track's gone there. It's just been repaired with a jumper wire, which is okay. It's strong enough by the looks of it. Okay, let's lift a pin on here then. Let's lift a pin on the capacitor and have a look. But I don't know it's so much it's the capacitor, it's just the whole thing. I don't think a transformer's man enough for it. It's okay, but there is definitely a hum coming off of it. Let's pop that out. So what is this? It's 1000 microfarads at 16 volts. So it's just a diode across the capacitor there by the looks of it. And we've got a bridge rectifier, which is... that's going to be our AC there. So positive. So that's going to be our negative back there, I think. Yeah, that's negative. That's AC there. Okay, so that's AC in, positive and negative. That's DC, okay. Yeah, a bit of a strange bridge rectifier. AEG. AEG. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad you like the videos, mate. Bob, how you doing, mate? You did it gently with a 5-pound hammer. Let's just catch up with it. Looks like an aftermarket power brick. Needs my manhood in it. I did have that capacitor. I was going to take a picture of that, but I can't find it. It's dropped off the bench somewhere. You sure there's more than one dial lamp? Yeah, you could well be right. Afternoon, Spanky. How you doing, mate? You think it also sold under the Norelco brand, right? You think it was Danish built ones? Okay, Transformer does look really the job. You one up would be my choice, and add a regulator. Paddy! Oh, Paddy, how you doing? You need at least a 500 milliamp supply to run that radio comfortably. Yeah. It is chrome, you're definitely right, Chris. See, on this, it says T315MA, so 315 milliamps. But on the bottom here, it says 100 milliamps. Yeah, interesting. Right, let's see if we can test this this capacitor. Let's get the old ESR meter out, and we'll have a go at some capacitor bingo. So what does our 1000 milliamp capacitor read then? 1000 milliamp, 16 volts. Place your bets. I would say so, being it's pulling 200 milliamps on full power. We'll have a look at the spec in a minute. Just see what it's supposed to do. Actually better make sure that's shorted first, don't we? Short that to there. So 1000 milliamps. 1000 milliamps. Ah, what's happened to the goat? Goat's saying no. Goat's battery. Goat needs new battery. Oh no, where's his mate gone? He's wandering around the other one. He's running away all the time. Spanky! Tired! Know the feeling, mate. 1200, 250, 1100, 1150, 1200. The goat's expired. He certainly has. I think a goat needs new batteries. The goat's it's given up the goat. Oh, hang on. He didn't like that, did it? He didn't like me touching his battery compartment. Yeah, I don't think it's a battery. We've got a loose connection, I think. Let's put his guts out and have a look. It's got three. It's got three little button cells joined together. Look. Just not making great contact. He's okay now. I've just wiggled his batteries. He's fine. He says. It's back. The goat's back. You're not used an external aerial. Let's get that thing off my head. Here we go then. So 1687. 1687. Who's closer to that then? 1860. Close. It probably is you, Colin, with a late entry. So that one is too high, isn't it? How much room is inside that? We've got loads of room in there, so we can just stick a radio in across there. 1000. That's probably a bit overkill. 25 volts, 105 degrees. Let's chuck that one across it. This one should reach across. But I still don't think it's a man enough power supply, as you all said, but it does need a new cap, so we'll get that done. So that's the negative over there with all the other negatives. The braid. So we'll have a look at the schematic in a minute, see if there's some more dial bulbs. We might have to do some, I don't know that we want to do a conversion though, do we, with LEDs, being it's a quite a rare vintage radio. We don't want to bring it too far into the modern world, do we? Right, that's negative, that's positive. Stick him about there, I think. We'll stick him about there. So I mean, is it the transformer that's limiting it, or is it the bridge rectifier is not man enough? So what we want to do really is get this back together and power it up with it in circuit and see where it's dropping out. Hopefully that'll fit in the yeah, that'll easily fit in there. Oh, it's on top of the blimmin' diode now though. Off of the diode, a bit there. Let's get that soldered in. Replace all the solder I've sucked off of there. It's quite warm underneath. A bridge rectifier, I haven't got another one of those anyway, I'll have to cobble something in there. I'll have to put diodes in there, I think. Right, let's see if we can get this back in. That's one. Let's get the other one. Right. Now, can we measure the voltage on that? So what I want to do is connect it in and then measure the voltage drop across it. There's nothing to alter the voltage at all. So let's just plug it in a second. See what we got coming out now. I can't remember what we had last time. It was 8 point something, wasn't it? It wasn't 9 volts. Let's see what we've got now with a new filter cap. We're up a little bit. We're still not quite 9 volts, are we? 8.9, but it is better. Let's get the radio back up then and see if it's still doing that humming noise. Or whether the new cap has sorted that. Oh, let's go to FM. No, it's still humming. Can you hear that? Okay. I was going to see if I could see how much the voltage is dropping, but it's difficult to actually get in here. Let's get that back up. Let's turn the picture-in-picture off. So let me see if I can get in here safely without electrocuting myself. Well, it'll be the voltage across that capacitor, won't it, really? Are my leads big enough, man enough? Don't think my leads are big enough, hang on. Well, they are. I've just got to move everything back a little bit. So let's just measure the voltage across that capacitor. That should give us our output voltage. I can't physically see it there. Hang on. So push the light switch. This is dropping down to 7.7 volts. Look, when I push the light switch on, I turn the volume up. Yeah. Power supply. Power supply is not man enough, unfortunately. Oh dear. That power supply is not man enough. Have we got another 9 volt supply knocking about that might do the job? Let's have a look. 6 volt, 6 volt, 4.5 volt, 4.5 volt, 12 volt. What's that on there? 6 volt. Everything but typical, isn't it? What's that? Bose. That is 18 volts. No, nothing to hand. I'm going to want a power supply really, because the batteries just trashing the place. I've got a little bag of power supplies here. What's that one? 12 volts. Okay. Gonna have to make one, aren't I? But just thinking, wonder what the Roberts ones are, the PU9s, etc. What's that? PS9. What's that rated at? 400 milliamps. Center pin negative. That's the wrong way round though, I think, isn't it? Or is it right? Let me think. Center pin. Let me get this right. I'm pretty sure it's center pin negative, so I'll put the negative in there. Not there. Center pin. See, that's kicking out 9 volts now, that. So center pin is negative. Be careful with this because I don't want to electrocute myself. So I've got a Roberts PS9 here, which is an old vintage Roberts power supply that I've refurbed. Meant for the R600, etc. Let's just check that this is center pin negative. 9 volts, center pin negative. Here we go then. Let's try this one. See if this hums. It does a bit. Ah, that's just because the transformer's close to the radio, it's picking up the transformer. Let's move that back a bit. No, nothing at all. No, that's fine. 400 milliamps seems to be good. So we're back in business. The AGC works
I've put trails on
amazingly.
anyone who might connect to Hela. The Sandrovskas, Parulskas.
Oh, it's dropped out now.
My feet haven't left the ground reaching this one. A slow, methodical approach. Artur Gunter. Hands.
No. If you don't, you
Wow, that sounds amazing, but probably going to get a copyright hit for that now. God knows what it was, but that Roberts power supply is working fine, so can use it on that, no problem. So let's have a quick look at the schematic then, and we'll see if it in fact does have more than one bulb in it. Out of town music. Vladimir, how are you, mate? A Philips radio, you're definitely right. Derek, 1.5 volt lithium AA batteries. Yeah, back's feeling a bit better at the moment, Derek. Thanks for asking, mate. And welcome. I didn't see you pop in. Anyone know where I could get a Roberts R250 repaired? I'm in the US. What's wrong with it, Chris? It's only going to be the audio chip, I suspect. But yeah, Square AO should help with shortwave. It does seem to, Doug. I need to get my head in the manual, find out what it does really. Bud is saying Wikipedia Norelco is the American brand name for electric shavers and other personal care products made by Consumer Lifestyle Division of Philips. There you go. Cheers for that, Bud. Needs an axial. I don't think it does. It needs thrown away, that other power supply. Could be the bridge rectifier. It could be, Les, but I say it's there's not really enough room to get a decent 1407 in there. Well, four 1407s. It does say T. Oh, that's the fuse. It should have a fuse in it, but it hasn't then. So it should have a 315 milliamp fuse in it, but it's not got that. So it's been taken out, so that's not good. So there must have been a fuse across the output there, which is long gone. So yeah, that transformer's not any good for this radio. In fact, it wouldn't be a lot of good for a lot of radios, would it? 100 milliamps, it's not going to run a lot. Zorba, Brett. So the audio chip was changed, it just crackles. Yeah, of course I'll have a look at it, Chris. Drop me an email, mate. Drop me an email. Where's me thingies? Drop me an email. Drop me an email across, Chris, and I'll have a look at it for you. There's only a couple or three things that can go wrong with those, really. I can't remember if that one's got a voltage regulator in it. It might have, but oh, you got it on Shazam, did you? It was called Recuerdos de la Alhambra by Alexandra Whittingham. Oh, God. It's on the screen there, Chris, mate. It's on the screen. Is there an IF chip in that as well? I think there is. There's a couple chips in that one, isn't there? Hopefully you've got that now, Chris. Used to love Jack Hargreaves. I do remember that, actually, yeah. Out of Town, Old and Country. Out of Town, wasn't he the guy that did a lot of fishing? I think he was, wasn't he? Oh, Jack Hargreaves. I did used to watch that when I was a kiddie. When I was a young boy. Young boy, I used to watch that. So right, let's have a look at this schematic then a minute. So I did Cheers. Thank you, Tony. And no, it's not a giveaway. It's a keeper, this one. It's a lovely radio. I have been looking out for one for a long time. I've bid on a couple before on eBay and not managed to win them. Hi, Andy Tobin. How are you? Right, let me see if I can find this. I've got to go to my iCloud drive. I've got to find the schematic. There's a full-size schematic and a small schematic. I think that's the full-size one there, isn't it? Yes, okay. This might be a bit small though. Okay, so here's our service manual. Now I think this is for the L6X38T, not the 02 model, so it might be slightly different. This is the one with the different RF gain position. I'm just trying to see if I can find the pardon me, the dial lamps. Now I would think they'll be on the power input, won't they? Side somewhere. So they're going to be around here somewhere. That's the amplifier and the output. Where's the power in there? Battery. That's the... What on earth is Stromversorgung? It's got LA1 there. This could be the... Yeah, this looks like a power supply. So that's the external switch. Yeah, so it looks like it has only got one lamp. There, look, LA1. So it's a one lamper. Yeah, because that's our lamp switch there, look. So it's out of circuit. Flicking the switch pops it into circuit. So just a single lamp bulb, nothing fancy with that. And it certainly is working. So we can't find anything wrong with it. We cannot find anything wrong with it. Are you going to the Warwick show next week? I don't think I am, Tony, at the moment. I don't think I could drive that far, mate, to be fair. Loads of Jack on YouTube, is there? I'll have to have a look, Tony. He was in How as well. I remember How. No worries, Chris. Chris, you're welcome, mate. Hello, my thing's frozen up. You're welcome, Chris. We'll get it fixed for you, mate. Make a good video, wouldn't it? I do remember How. I do remember How, because didn't they want the starting thing around a wigwam or something? Yeah, I used to remember watching that coming from school. Back in the same era as Magpie, I think, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Magpie, I think, did I like Magpie better than Blue Peter? I think I did. Oh, Strom, that's German for power supply. There you go then. As I say, this isn't the exact version I've got. Whether it's different, I don't know. But luckily, they used AF127s in their transistors. Not the old AF11 series. They use the 12 series. There's one there, like 125 or 126 is look. So not as problematic. AF 125, 126, 126, 125s, 121. There's all the different bands. Nice radio. Now, I don't think I'm going to need to do a lot to this at all because of the fact that Dougie tells me every 5 years he sent it back to Holland to be serviced. So that's pretty good. So obviously it's a radio that Dougie liked a lot. One for a boy, two for a girl. Blue Peter was far superior, was it, Nick? I'm gonna have a Blue Peter Magpie shootout now. I think if I lived up closer, I would definitely go, Tony. Are you going, Tony, or? Thumbs up if you're going. Are you going, Benji? Jenny Hanley for the win. Who's Jenny Hanley? Sarah Green was your favourite? Oh, Blue Peter. I did watch them both back in the day, I must admit, but I did like Magpie. John Noakes, wasn't it? John Noakes and Peter Purvis. That's back in my era. So anyway, there we are. What a lovely bit of kit that is. And I will get this out of an evening and sit and have a listen one night. I might video it for you. Performing on the shortwaves. Yeah, it really doesn't need a lot to it. It needs a clean up, and that's about it, really. Even that, it doesn't really need. That bottom button's just binding a little bit on the case there, so I need to just let's do that while I think of it. Let's just loosen that grub screw. It's still grinding. Looks like he's slightly off center, but now it's the other way. Anyway, I'm messing now. Leslie Judd, Valerie Singleton. Yeah, he was. Magpie, David Jason was Captain Fantastic, Multi, really. Is the show at the NEC? No, it's up at the Warwick Exhibition Centre, David. It's the, what was the NVCF? I think they're calling it Retro Tech now. Shall we have a look at another set then? We got time, haven't we? I think we got time. Let me just get over here. Oh. Let's have a look at one that's not very well. Let's have a look at a set that's a bit poorly, because we're going to need to take this one apart. What's it now? 4 o'clock. Yeah, we got time. We got time. How about this one? And Mr. Andrew Ausfur's a fan of these sets. He's not with us today by the looks of it, but never mind. We have a Grundig Concert Boy 1100. As you can see from the top. But this one I think has been beaten up by the carrier. Because I'll show you in a minute what's up with it. Hopefully nothing too major. But these, they're called Concert Boy for a reason. They sound absolutely amazing. Bet things are not retro money though. Hi Jess, how's your back? It's getting better, mate. It's getting better. Don't go near the dial string. No, I don't want to go anywhere near the dial string. I've done one of these before, Tony. I did the Deluxe version of it. I can't remember what they call it now. Concert Boy Luxus or something like that. And this one has got, I don't know what's gone on with the aerial on this, but I don't know whether that's just the stub of the aerial or the aerial's jammed. I don't know. So we're going to have to get the pliers on that. So let's plug it in, because it's got a plug. It's got the old type plug without the shrouded thing, so I have to watch my fingers when I plug it in. I don't know what fuse is in it. So on off. So we got some tuning dial on this side. So at the moment we have a problem in that. Let's just connect a bit of wire to the aerial. It's not going to work, is it? Nope. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think that the political landscape, I feel, was kind of more positive on that front than perhaps it is now. But that said, although it was positive, it didn't mean that racism had been eliminated by any means. And I think I absolutely wanted to kind of address the hidden microaggressions that perhaps if it's not happening to you, you wouldn't be aware of.
So the problem is,
as well as the sort of bigger things. And so, you know, and one of the
Shortwave 2,
I've had to
Shortwave 1,
Crosses, for example,
medium wave, long wave,
a number of people,
UHF
in particular,
pick up.
To talk about a scene I had in the book where a naught girl is injured, and then
so the problem is the UHF button is jammed. It won't go down, and everything is, whatever button I push, it's still in UHF. It's not switching. So
they only make brown ones.
And I think the reason for it is, if you can see the back there, can you see this back panel was popped out here. So I think this one's had a bit of a clout by our courier friends, unfortunately. Back trim's coming off. It's got a bit of paint splatter on it, but that's nothing that can't be got off. The aerial. Let's have a look at the aerial. Let's just unplug that a second. Be careful there, because the one of the pins is showing through on the plug there. The Bakelite's broken on it, so we need to stick another plug on that. Let's have a look at this aerial then. So get my camera around the other way. Yeah, it's got BBC Two, Tony, I think. don't know if this is stuck down or it's just the base. Okay. Yeah, it looks like this is the remains of the aerial. So yeah, it has no aerial because that should be that way up. The aerial should be on top of that, and that's a stop to stop it pulling out of the radio. So we have no aerial. But I think somewhere in amongst all of my junk I do have an aerial for it. Because I had another one of these that I broke for spares to fix another radio because it had a broken tuning mechanism. And I think I've got a spare aerial. I don't know if I have, but I might have. So how the hell do we get this thing apart then? It looks like it's just 2 screws underneath. Let's get that out of the way. Let's see if we can fix this tuning mech. Yeah, I think got a bit of a dodgy battery terminal situation going on there. Got a bit of corrosion in the battery compartment there. That's actually, the terminal's disappeared there, so I'd need to make another one somehow. But you know, that could be fixed with a bit of jiggery pokery, a bit of old brass or something. I'm sure I could make something up for that. Mains battery switch. So I think it's just these 2 screws under here, and maybe the back will lift up and off. So let's try it. Handle looks like a Mark 1 VW Sirocco steering wheel. Yes, it looks like that is the way to take it apart. But as I say, these are lovely sounding radios. Okay, all that's happened by the looks of it is it's just jumped out of its little holder, so it's permanently pressed down. So this is going to be a very easy fix. Let's see if I can show you. Don't know if I'll be able to get in with that camera. Let's see if I can get you in. Have a look. So can you see that the FM button is permanently jammed down, not permanently pammed. So it looks like it's popped out. So if I can just ease it back, it should, I'm hoping, pop back in. There, got it. Yes. Yes. How about that for an easy fix then? Let's give it a bit of a spray a minute with the old duster. Give those switches a quick hit with a bit of the old switchery cleanery stuff. if I can get any in there. These are these switches that are closed on the bottom, so you can't really get a lot in them. Hopefully that'll find its way in there. Okay, don't put too much in because it'll get into those capacitors underneath. The other thing that tends to go in these sets is these weird capacitors. Can I get you in shot? These flat-topped plastic covered ones. They're very unreliable. They go for a pastime. These ones aren't too bad, but occasionally you'll get one of the big ones. Where am I? You'll get one of the big ones will go open circuit or short circuit actually, I think. They usually take the fuses out. Okay. Well, that could be a nice easy fix, couldn't it? Let's hook that back on properly this time. Oh, actually I was going to see if I could find an aerial, wouldn't I? Yeah, so it's lost its top section, the aerial. Let's get the camera zoomed back out a bit. I'm in a bit close now. So yeah, you can just about see the stub of the aerial. So there is no aerial. All you've got is the base section. So that would have gone up in there originally. And the aerial would have attached to the top bit. It would have been crimped on here. So let me see, let me go and grab my aerial stash a minute and see if we've got an aerial that would fit it. I have got all sorts of weird and wonderful bits of aerial. It always pays to keep your own aerials. No, that's a Grundig. Look at that one. No, they're both satellite aerials. There he is. Oh, I think I've got one. I think that's the one I took off of the old one. It certainly pays to take off any old aerials you can find. I'm pretty sure that is it. See, this one's loose on the fitting as well. No wonder it's pulled off. But that is the same aerial. It is loose, so let's give that a little bit of a crimp up with the pliers. That's a bit firmer, but still not brilliant. But what can you do? I mean, these would have been pressed on originally. That's firmer. Well, I'm pleased that I've got that. So let's pop this old one out. Can't really see what I'm doing here, can you? I'm down here. I'm down here. So this is the old bracket. Replacement aerial. Oh yes, back in business. Right. I've even got the old case, so I might have the same battery connections on the old case. You never know. I might be lucky enough. Hello, the chat stopped. Or I am still live. Yeah, you're all gobsmacked. Just going to put the bottom back together. So we now have, hopefully, a working aerial. Yep. He says bending it on his... Right, let's pop another plug on the end of it then. See if we can find my plug stash, which was in underneath here somewhere. Let's stick another plug on. So this is the old type plug without the shrouded pins on it, and also the plastic's broken away to reveal, I think, is that the live or the neutral? That might just be the earth, but it's certainly, I can see the brass through there. It has stopped. Did you check the power supply caps? I haven't done, no. Probably should have done, Anthony, shouldn't I? I just wanted to get it back together and try the aerial and the buttons, really, to be fair, just see if it works on the other band. So let's get the plug put on very quickly, because people don't like watching plugs being wired for some reason. 3 amp fuse in this one as well, which is good. Got a 3 amp in this one. Look at that. There's no screw in the neutral. You see that? Absolutely no screw in the neutral. And it was the live that was poking through the broken bit alert. So, and that was loose as well. Oh dear. Not a good plug situation, this one. It's just as well we looked at that. Let's get a shot of that one. Probably best to just cut that one back. Let's cut him back. because very often the cable can fray inside. It's UK plug wiring as well. 240 volts on the mains out here. So look there, let's make sure I put this the right way round. It'd be just my luck, wouldn't it, to wire it up backwards. You like watching plugs being wired, Fred, do you? Good. I'm with you. It's my favourite part. Oh dear. I think someone commented on one of my videos once that I spent far too long concentrating and talking about the plug wire, and then I did about actually doing the job, and for that they were going to unsubscribe. Dear oh dear, you can't please everybody, can you? You can't please them all. You can't please them all. Oh dear. It's funny. At least they bothered to put a comment in anyway. That's the main thing, isn't it? At least they let me know what upset them, instead of just giving it the thumbs down and hiding behind the keyboard. They actually told me what they didn't like, which I like that. Right, fully wired up, live and neutral the correct way round, strain relief, I mean let me know in the comments if you want to see me wiring more plugs in the future. You know, put ferrules on all mains cables. Oh, the little crimp-on ones on the end, yeah. It does look a bit more professional. I usually solder them, to be honest, but I'm just being lazy. I usually put a little bit of solder on the end. Just making sure I'm clamped on the insulation, the main insulation, not the inner wires. Okay, who's nicked me screw from the from there? I see. Yeah. Okay, let's plug him back in. So let's start on UHF. So now we've got an aerial, it should tune in a bit better. You need a plug giveaway. I could do a plug giveaway. Just a stream on plugs only. Oh, I like it, Spanky. You got the same sense of humour as me, mate. Absolutely depraved. Right.
Amazing, right? Good to hear your voice back on the chart, mate. It's a full circle moment, Will. It's lovely, isn't it? It's so good. Moment. It's so good. So you're back on this.
There was
Radio 2, whoever said that?
I think. Like the way I was. It's
just past 88.
Me looking.
I think it's Radio 5 then.
Where are the men? The little prince at last took up the
or Radio
conversation
3.
again.
It's a little lonely in the desert.
Radio 4.
It is.
Stages, you know, for us just getting back in.
Radio 1 should be up here. Classic radio, classic FM. That's all local stuff up around here. Right, let's see if it works. Long wave. Yes. Right, that's where's long wave? Here, so it's going to be around mid-scale, about here. Radio 4. Oh. Nothing on long wave. Now, is that because it needs turning? Right, it's not working on long wave, so let's try the external aerial, give it a bit of a boost, see if it's just insensitive, so to speak. No, so long wave is not working. Let's try medium wave. Medium wave isn't working. Shortwave. Let's go to there. Shortwave 2. Interesting. What have we got in the back? We have got connections for aerials, but I don't think that's for the... No, that's for an FM aerial, I think. Strange there's no connection for a shortwave aerial. So it's just using the ferrite, not ferrite, the telescopic whip. Grundy want you to stay in FM. It could be, let's just connect external aerial to it. It could be the AM oscillator transistor. It's like it dies. It's like the oscillator's dying lower down. Let's just fire the signal generator up then, and let's chuck a frequency in it and see if it picks that up. So let's pop a full whack AM 1 kilohertz. Let's go 12 megs. So it should be about there, 12 megs. Can you hear that, Is? I'm actually replacing the oscillator by the sound of it with the signal generator, because if I twiddle the signal generator around, you'll hear a station coming in with it. Bizarre. Let's try 16 megs. Yeah, it's hellish weak. 18. So it's working up the top of the band at 18 megs, but it's dying after that. So it dies. That's the same. It could be a problem with the tuning cap then. So let's try medium wave. 1600, 1.6 megs. Yeah, that's working. 1400. No, that should be back here. Yeah, it's weak. $1200. No, dead. So for some reason it's only the top half of the tuning that's working. So it could be the tuning cap. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? Like Brett said, it looks like the Volkswagen Scirocco steering wheel. Back now, you had a radio show to record for River Gibbs in London. Oh, very nice, Rolf. Yeah, you have been busy. You kept a concert boy with the yellow silk screened tuning frequencies, right? Yeah, they did do one like a Luxus one, Dougie, that had a better speaker in it, and it was a little bit different laid out to this. So let's whip it apart again, and let's have a poke around. See if we can find out why it's not tuning the lower bands. Been doing it 36 years. Yeah, I've popped another aerial in it, Dougie. I've got a spare one, believe it or not. Bit of a random thing to have, isn't it? But I've got a spare. I had a spare Concert Boy antenna from another radio that I scrapped to repair another one. So luckily I kept all the bits for it. Let's unplug the right one, Graham. What is this? This is just a power switch. It's a power out. Do I want to disconnect that? It's bridge rectifier, positive, negative. Yeah, we'll just pop that off. So I wonder if that tuning cap is shorting. Doesn't look to be. Looks pretty good to me. So yeah, it's only when I'm introducing capacitance into it, that's when it's starting to fail. So it's almost like it's a capacitor gone wrong. But FM is going to be, well, FM's going to be another section of it. Interesting. I'm going to electrocute myself doing it like that. Yeah, no, should be okay. Trying to see if there's anything visually wrong with it, really, because that's the first port call, isn't it? Could be a dodgy transistor, it could be anything really, but it's definitely not working on the lower frequencies. The higher frequencies are good, the lower frequencies are kaput. Let's see if I can get the Concert Boy schematic up a minute. I think it's a bit of lag, Doug. I think it's a bit of lag, mate. So say I have replaced the aerial. Trying to think how that makes contact the area. It must somehow, there must be a contact in there that it touches. Oh yeah, it just goes on that board. It's a bit of a dodgy connection on the FM area, but it does seem to work. Let's see if I can find a schematic a minute. Recap, Derek. You're on tonight, Ralph, aka Tim Rice. Recap. Yeah, I don't know that it's the caps. I don't think there's any caps in that section. Let me see if I can get the schematic on it a minute. Let's go to the Radio Museum. Right, I'm logged in, so it's a what's the model number on this? Although it's a Concert Boy 1100, they use some weird model numbers, don't they? So it's a Concert Boy 1100. So any other model numbers on it anywhere? U101. Concert Boy 1100 U101. Concert Boy. Okay, yes, we have got some info on it. So let's pop over to Radio Museum a minute. And here we have the Concert Boy 101, manufactured 1973 to 78 in Germany. Looks like we've got schematics. We've got 10 documents. Schematic A, schematic B. Schematic A, that's the one. Am I still in picture here? Let's get rid of me. No, I can join in, can I? So that's our FM path by the looks of it, through there, through the telescopic. AM is down here. But saying that, K1, K2's here as well. That's sharing the medium wave switch. I wonder if it's just the, but it's working on the top band but not the bottom. Strange. So, where's the tuning gang on this thing? So here's the ferrites, but it's also not working on K1, K2 all the way through. So that's our tuning gang. That's the section that's doing K1 and K2. This is the section that's doing that, so they're ganged together, and the one that's doing FM is up here. So I'm pretty sure these two are sharing the tuning gang. So K2, K1 and medium wave, long wave share the same tuning gang. I wonder if it's just the switches or there's a problem with the tuning gang. But it's strange that it's working at the top end of the band and not the bottom on any of them. Anybody got any ideas? Yes, it's a little there's a little tag on the circuit board that it plugs into, Doug, by the looks of it. Let's go a little bit bigger then. So this is the medium wave coil and this is the long wave coil on the aerials. But I don't think there's an issue there because it's also common to this, the K1, K2, which is the shortwave. But that also uses the telescopic via this tuned circuit here. It could be a switching issue. So the switching issue, or there's a problem with the tuning gang. My favourites are switches. Unless, does it use, what's it got in common? It's you're going to use the same oscillator transistor, isn't it? So we've got an MP12 measuring 0.12, we've got 0.7, I think that is, on the emitter of T3, and hang on, I can't really read that very well. I'm zoomed in a bit tight, let's pop it out a bit further. I don't think we're in the IF here, are we? This is just RF. So I suppose it could be one of these transistors down, but I don't know whether that says 1.7 or 1.2 volts. That looks like 0.7. Is that 1.2? Measuring point 13 is going to give us that voltage. Measuring point 12 is just going to give us the base voltage of that one, which we don't know. Yeah, so it's using the same transistors. It could be one of these capacitors, couldn't it? But there's not going to be any electrolytics, I don't think, in this area. Let's just zoom back out again. Let's make sure there's nothing that would be zapping the signal. No, it's all non-polarized caps in this area. So a few things to look at then, possibly. I don't think we've got a problem with the tuning gang. It could be one of these transistors, it could be one of these caps. There's another one up here. So we've got these measuring points, but that's possibly for alignment later on. Measuring point 13 then. Can we see any of these things in here? No. That is a no. In fact, there's no markings on the board, which is unusual. Normally the German sets you've got markings on the board. Okay, well, let's just catch up with the chat, see if anyone's got any suggestions. Hi Ganesh, how are you? Benji missed the plug being... We've already put contact cleaner in there, Rob. I say there's no issues in the tuning cap that I can see. That's running over the cord. Would you believe it? It's tuning all the way through now. What are we on? No, maybe not. Medium wave, it should be picking up something. I've got to be careful not to stick my hand in there. It is working. That's typical, isn't it? Radio 4.
Ali, real well set there. We out to the sea. And after his cousin took his shooting rabbit. That was great. I got one once. He never bothered much.
That's typical, it's working now. What is going on?
David explains why he likes writing in dialect.
Whatever our accents, we run words together. So ends and beginnings do get dropped off. One of my favourite things that I overheard was, and I've used it, and it was as long as he came to Slongsy. I briefly went
not great,
to
be fair, but it's working.
English high school, and I got teased unmercifully.
Free just to the left of it, and Miles Capper for the top of the shot. 22 points to Pratt. Story of non-Leinster Rangers' dominance in the final. Always a better team, but credit to Mullins for giving it everything. Something just over the bar is Mark.
Castle grounded.
It's medium wave. Careful of the transformer, Graham.
Back to Christian. From Christensen, step over, looks to win, and just knocks it wide, and it's behind for the goal kick. Opened up for him there, and he wasn't too far away, Clinton Morris.
Yeah, he played a good 1-2 with Romelu Lukaku. Once he gets into that position, he's unlucky.
First half.
Wow, it's it's fixed itself. Amazing. It's fixed itself. I don't know how. I don't know how it's done that. All I was doing was using the external, but as I say,
but he started really well so far.
I do like Echo Beach. Well, that's bizarre, isn't it? What's caused that then? Do you think it's just the switch cleaner has got in there as I took it apart? Have we scared it with a switch cleaner? See, there isn't really much to it inside, is there? But it does sound really nice. And we've got a whacking great speaker, that. And I'm pretty sure the Luxus version has got a second speaker in it. It's got like a little crossover. It's got a tweeter in there as well. But whatever it is cleared itself. So it's highly likely it was just those switches needed a bit of cleaning in them. But say the caps look okay on the power supply. Bridge rectifiers on this little board over here. So, interesting. A fault that fixes itself. Echo Beach. A Martha and the Muffins, that's it. I knew you'd know, Nick. Great song, that. Well, there's not really much more to do to it, is there? I say probably could do with recapping and possibly an alignment. It's usually these big caps here that go. But for now, being it's decided to start working, we'll leave it be. But that is a very restorable radio, and to be fair, that would sound great anywhere really, wouldn't it? It would sound great in the kitchen as a radio, or wherever you listen to your radio. It's got a great tone, this one. Screws back in, see if it still works. It might decide that now I put it back together it won't work again. It's weird how things happen, isn't it? Let's try it again.
Danger here for Tottenham. Lukaku on the turn on the edge of the box to Mount. White. Hurry. You're obsessed with Jorginho through the rest.
Who played Boise in Only Fools and Horses has died, aged 79. He appeared in the
Boise
show for more than 20 years.
That's a shame.
Character laid out a spin-off series, The Green Green Grass. BBC News.
Thanks, Mairead. Well, we just heard Sir Ed Davey in the news. We'll hear a profile of him here on Radio 4 later. Mark Coles brings us his 12 things you ought to know about the Lib Dem leader at 5:40. Now, File on 4 and BBC Africa join forces to expose the remarkable double life.
So we've got an aerial now. It's not the best aerial in the world, but we have an aerial.
The official Big Top 40.
Now.
The biggest songs right now. Let's go. 30.
got a lovely tone, isn't it? Another very nice sounding radio. So shall we have a look at one more? Shall we have a look at one more? Because there's one that I particularly like, but again, I think it could be a bit poorly, so... And we like things that aren't working, don't we? Let's pop that one down there. Now this is one of my favourite makes of radio. Just see that out of fraction. Let's get a beer underway. I've still got a cold Guinness here, so let's just get that in the shot a minute. Jeff, how you doing, mate? You've been cleaning up your new Nordmend Dixieland. Never heard of a Dixieland, Jeff. I know the Yacht Boy 210 is amazing, but I must dig my Yacht Boys out as well, because Rob Titheridge sent me an aerial for mine, and I haven't put it in yet, so I must do that. Right, let's got the Guinness in. The second you put the screws back in, it fail again. It's typical, isn't it? So yeah, this is a Nordmend. Now I haven't got one of these. I've looked at them, I've bid for them, and I haven't got them. They do tend to hold their price very well. They're very well made radios. And this one is a Nordmend Transita Special. You can see that or not. It's a lovely badge. Very well made radios. This one unfortunately has got a very dodgy aerial. I don't know if you can see that. But the aerials had a bit of an accident. I don't even know if it's the original aerial or not, actually, because when it come out, it's very, very loose on the bottom. So either this washer is missing off of it, or little shims. Sometimes there's copper shims in these, or it's a different aerial. I think it's a different aerial. But the top looks right, but it's really bent. Really bent. So yeah, ideally that wants to come off, but I don't know if it's screwed in or epoxied in. It looks like it's epoxied in. Yeah, so I think it's the right top, but the wrong aerial. Let's give it a little squeeze, see if we can straighten it up. Christ. Hopefully that hasn't gone in my beer. No, I don't think it has. Yeah, there's epoxy inside there by the looks of it. Yeah, so the top's just been epoxied back on, I think. So we need another aerial for a Nordmend, which is a rare beast. I have seen them for sale on eBay, but I don't know if it's for this particular one. Anyway, This radio has got an issue, and I found it when I was looking at it yesterday. Les popped over and we had a quick look at this one, and lo and behold, I managed to find the fault. So unfortunately I've already found the fault, but we can certainly repair it. So let's pop the back off to get some power in it a minute. You've got one of these, a Condor, very nice. I sold one of my Nordmans. I shouldn't have sold it really. I don't like getting rid of them, but can you remember the white Mambino that I restored? Let's just pop that plug off. So it takes the 4.5 volt bicycle batteries. It's a 9 volt radio. So there's two 4.5 volt bicycle batteries in series, which you can still get. I don't think I've got any here. I say that I probably have somewhere, but I don't recollect seeing them recently. But it's got PP9 connectors, so I can just pop a PP9 in if I've got a PP9, because I keep getting rid of those as well, giving them away. What's this one? This is one of these rechargeable ones, but one of these is a bit dodgy. Might be this one. One of them's got a Duff cell in it. This is from Simon's World. So thanks again, Simon, for sending on these batteries, mate. I've made up a few battery packs now. In fact, that one's totally... that one's dead, but it's got this little little switches in that one. Okay, let me just get a PP9 a minute, because I've got one on the stairs. Here. Why can't you find what you're looking for? I don't know, Benji. Right, let's have a look at these batteries a minute. Let's make sure we've got some power in here. I must make up some more. Yeah, 9.7 volts. 9.2. Let's use the 9.2. So let's pop that in. So one of these does actually fit, strangely enough. So let me show you what's happening and see if you can suss out what's wrong with it then. Say a PP9 will fit. So FM, let's pull up our aerial. Absolutely nothing. Totally dead. Totally dead. Apply heat. What to? Just heat in general, Harvey. General heat. Oh, you mean to the aerial to bend that top? Yeah, it needs another aerial. Dead. You can just about hear Hissler. Hear that?
That's over the reef.
We can hear a bit of. That's maximum volume. So there's clearly something up with it. Now, I came across this not by accident, but just by visually looking before I started digging into it. Well, I wasn't going to dig into it. I just had a quick look around. So let me show you what it is. So it's got this neat little button here, look, that pops up, holding this piece of cardboard. I don't really know what the purpose of that is, but anyway, let's get the overhead camera in. Let's go in deep. Let's go in deep. Let's get rid of me. Can you see the fault? Can you see the fault now? We have a wire off. So if I turn it on, you can't hear anything. If I touch that,
Jodie, and you can see Jodie starring in Tell Me the Arts Theatre this.
How about that for an easy fix? So let's get that done. That's probably happened in transit. I expect this board's been wobbling about like that, or this one's been wobbling about. Probably this one here, I expect. So let's just fix that. Oh, that smells smelly. You smelly radio. Ugh. Yeah, it looks like that wire's broken right off, look. So I'm going to grab that with, see if I can grab it with the tweezers and pull it out. So it's probably going to want extending, isn't it? But let's just give it a bit of a clean up. Put a blob of flux on there. Sorted. So let's try again. So basically it lost its earth from the front end. Now I've got another Nordmen transistor and it's not got FM on it. It's just long wave, medium wave. This has got FM on it, which I suppose is what makes it special. 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 Gerard, how you doing, mate? Does it have a headphone socket? Yes, it's yes, it does have a headphone socket in the side there, look. So I think one is 9-volt power and the other one's headphone. That looks a bit unlined as well. Unlined? You mean out of line, Graham, don't you? It looks like that's been bashed as well. So yeah, we've got a car aerial socket there. So on the top we've got UK FM, which is, I can't remember the pronunciation now, but it's a German for FM. Shortwave, medium wave, long wave, and that's tone. So let's try it again.
Don't be stupid.
Tone?
I can't say that without, you say that to people. Do you ever say it at home?
To myself, quite often.
I'd rather to that. Mine would be, don't be so blank. Me.
Okay. Once again, the Canadian Haleb Alumari is by Fax's side.
Brother, tonight we are going to swap your account on a big contract. Payments will be 3 to 6 million every week.
The frequency's a fair way off. Yes, the FM oscillator is a fair way out. So I would say it's a couple megs out. Let's try long wave. Let's turn that one off. So long wave should be around here. Let's get you in a bit closer so you can see the dial. So long wave should be around about 200. Radio 4.
Gain that access and then try to understand, identify the payment relationships that entity has.
Which it is.
Be that an individual or a company. Once those have been identified, the criminal moves on to the second phase, which is around executing the fraud.
Let's pop the
Around the time a sizable payment is due to be made, the criminals then email the company's accounts department from an address
stereo antenna on it.
Exactly the same as the suppliers. A single digit or letter, for example, might be different. In that email, they'll typically say they've switched banks, so the payment will need to be wired to a different bank.
So we should have Ireland over here, 252.
In 97, when he actually, in his first year with us, won his first club senior football
so that's working.
Actually being named man of the match on that day. against our neighbours, St. Gauls. But yeah, many.
Medium wave. It's actually pretty sensitive on medium wave, to be fair.
Yeah, we haven't done too much when it comes to recruiting players. And I just think we just need a little bit of time.
It is good, isn't it?
2 years ago, Crystal Palace was 7 games.
Stranded War, yeah.
61 and 1970. And another one of the club's great strikers, Gary Lineker, has paid his respect.
Yes, you probably did for Garcia and Will as well. It's still the case. Hot chocolate there too. Roy Noble then on BBC Radio Wales. And time now for
Wales.
Dive into the archive.
There you go. We're over with you. We're over with you, Derek.
He passed away at the age of 81 earlier this week. Now, credited for bringing personal computing to the masses in the 1980s, he's also famous for the ill-fated, as it turned out, the ill-fated electric vehicle, the Sinclair C5. Arguably ahead of its time, the C5 was manufactured at the Hoover plant in Merthyr
Sinclair C5.
12,000 units were produced before the assembly line was mothballed within a year. Now, the launch in January 1985 was widely covered by the media, including the BBC's Science in Action program, and a huge marketing campaign had a compelling sales pitch.
Imagine a vehicle that can drive you 5 miles for a penny. A vehicle that needs no petrol, just a battery. And that takes the press of a button to start, the squeeze of a lever to stop. That needs no license, no road tax, and you can drive whether you're 14 or 40. A vehicle that costs just £399. The Sinclair C5. It's a new power in personal transport.
882, Derek.
We begin our programme this week with another Clive Sinclair spectacular. For many years now, Sir Clive Sinclair has been at the forefront of innovation. Electronic watches, pocket radios, pocket televisions, Britain's largest selling home computer, and so on.
I'm sure you'll remember when the Sinclair C5 came out.
Figures out how to run this multi-million-dollar organization connected to a billion-dollar fraud scheme.
That sounds American, but
Sit here and say, hey, look at me.
I suppose it's more to, good to get into Europe and.
Right, let's try shortwave then. So let's get the long wire over. Click that on again. Yeah, it's going to work. Just need to sort another area out for this one. It's working fine now, Doug. Now I've fixed that broken wire, mate. You had a Sinclair computer. I can't say I had a Sinclair computer. Okay, so what does it do on shortwave? Where are we? 49 meter band. Okay, so we should be able to get something on here. There's something there. Procol Harum, look. White shade of pale. There you go. Fully working. It's picking up well on long wave, medium wave. It does need the oscillator trimming for FM. I don't know how easy that is to do. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick looky at it. Quick looky at them. Theo, how you doing, mate? Right, where is it? Where are you, Mr. FM Tune-In? It's going to be up on that top board, isn't it, I bet? It's going to be one of these, I expect. Just about get at them. I wonder if it's one of those two. So let's tune to FM. Let's pop just a clip lead on it for a minute. So let's go to classic FM first. So we need that to be there. So let's. Is it going to be the first one I try? No. 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 That one, would it? No. No. None of the above. Huh. It's got to be one of these, surely. It's going to be the IF there. So where does that come into? Somewhere on here there'll be a trimmer for FM, but this looks like all AM on the top here. Because none of that. That looks like the FM there. Where's the FM oscillator then? Let's quickly see if we can find any info on it. See if I can find any info on it. Let's go back to our good friends at Radio Museum, which seem to have everything. So Transita Special. Transita TS Deluxe 5602. Have we got a model number on this thing? F031 Transita Special. F031. No. Okay, so it's not, oh, sorry, 031. Here we go. Transita Special. Here he is. So from 1964 to 66 by the looks of it. So on. Schematics, alignment. So a look. AM, FM. 10.7. No, we don't want that. We want the RF alignment. So it could be the next one. UKW. C74, C62. What's the bet in there? Right in the guts of the thing. CC15. C23. What's it saying? C74 and 62. Well, I can't see those. Not without taking the whole thing out of the case, which we're not going to do today. I would have said it was one of those two, but it doesn't appear to be. Let's just have another twiddle of that then a minute. Let's just get a bit more aggressive with it, shall we? Derek, thank you very much, mate. Definitely worth saving, Doug, yeah.
The voice of Catherine Jenkins with the traditional Welsh folk tune Lisa Lan. She was accompanied by the Philharmonia Orchestra. Now, I hope you'll stay with me to enjoy the music of Classic FM's composer in residence, and we shall dance.
It's not those two, definite.
Too strenuous. It's Sunday after all. All that in a few minutes.
Classic FM.
It's not that one.
This month, enjoy world-class musicians in an iconic venue.
No.
Classic FM Live returns to the Royal Albert Hall.
No. So I need to pull it apart to get into that. But we have fixed the main issue with it, which was a broken wire. Let's pop that plastic peg back on. So we need an aerial for this one. This is the only, well, this is the main issue for this. We have no aerial. Well, that aerial might work if I could get some shims made up for it. It looks like it's pressed in. It's got issues, mind you, but yeah, I see what's happened. Someone's popped another aerial in and stuck the cap of the original one on there. So yeah, it needs another aerial. And I certainly haven't got one of those. So that's the only issue with that one. Really, it needs the FM oscillator trimmed, and it needs another aerial. Apart from that, it's fine. Thanks very much, Derek. Let's finish up with a chat then, and then I'm going to go and have my tea, which smells like it's almost done. So yeah, if I can fathom out the instructions on that, I'll give that a go, Doug, and we'll see if we can get the Nordmend back to its former glory. I need to print out all the alignment info on that one. Schematic, 49 meters, data. Let's pull it all up. Schematic. 49 meter, what's that? Is that the... Okay, no, it's just another... I do love the Nordmend stuff. It's just so well made. It's a bit strange with the 4-volt batteries, but a 9-volt will go in there no problem at all. So let's print those out anyway. Now we don't save it as a PDF, we want to print it. Oh, I want to print it to the laser printer for some reason. Of course, because this one isn't, this is a web services printer, okay. Will that print? Oh, that's printing. Oh, there you are. I'll print that out. Maybe we can have a look at that one next week, because I want to try and go through all these radios one by one and get them sorted. So the concert boy's pretty much there. I don't think there's a lot more to do with the concert boy apart from a good clean up. Let's print these out a minute while I'm here, before I close everything down. It's going to make a hell of a racket now. Apologies for that. I didn't think of that, did I? Oh well. But yeah, nice radio. I like that. So thanks very much, Doug, for sending all these on, mate. Much appreciated. There's some nice colours as well. They do green, red by the looks of it. There's quite a few pictures on Radio Museum. Black. This one's black, isn't it? Yeah. Grey. There's loads of pictures of it. I wonder if the I better check the batteries are in series or parallel, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're in series. Anyway, that's enough of that. An electric bicycle. Interesting, yeah, and you, bud. Excellent. Join us again, bud. Always welcome, mate. Thank you. Jerry-rigged, and the 210 is working well. Needs an inline switch as the dial light is constantly on. Yeah. There's my manual printing out. Good old Radio Museum. It's a nice radio, isn't it, Gerard? All of the Nordmans are really well made. Very well made. I expect Benji's got a scooter, haven't you, Benji? You want them little scooters, haven't you? Little two-wheeler. Push-along job. Well, people, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you've enjoyed that. I mean, there's some lovely radios to look at, thanks to Dougie. And we've still got some more. There's another, I think there's another 3 out there, isn't there? Yeah, there's at least another 2, if not 3 out there to look at. So we've got plenty more for next week. And plenty of stuff to look at and restore. Although the Philips is pretty good. Don't really need to do a lot to that. Cheers, Andrew. So that's all for today, folks. That's all, folks. As was it Bugs Bunny? Bugs Bunny. That's all, folks. So I'll let you good people go and catch you next Sunday. Won't be before, because I was thinking about doing a live stream on Friday this week, but I've got darts, so unfortunately I can't. So I was going to do a late one, but I've got darts on Friday because Mrs. Cruncher's working late. But there you go. Thank you, Chris. I shall have a look at that, mate, later. Been reading up on the physics behind the construction of the old wax capacitors. You can fully understand why you must change them out. That's interesting, Theo. Cheers, Les. Cheers, Floppy. So that's it for now, people. And as I say, if you've got any comments, pop them in the comments section, and I always try and reply to the comments if I can. And I'll see you all next week. So bye for now. Have a good one.